Good morning, well, good night in this case. My name is Emilio Cuellar, and I'm going to talk about um, how the cell phone companies use different methods to create a necessity of buying something. Uh, we can start with an example. We can start by relating the this kind of process or this kind of method by comparing it to something more common. We can relate it to a certain kind of food or a certain kind of restaurant or something like that. Uh, when you create something, you always want the 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 better one. If you had an apple and they say if the apple number one and the apple number two are equal, but you wake up one morning and they tell you that the apple number one is much better, then you want to buy the apple number one. That's the same thing that happens with a cell phone. The cell phone companies use different methods to to tell you or to convince you that something is better than the other in this case the other brand, that in this case is Samsung. We're comparing Apple to Samsung, or we are using both companies. um, Other methods that these kind of companies normally use is the method of making your own device slower and having them to broke or to fell apart, not fell apart literally, but to have a system breakdown in which you need a new phone to have a better usage of the same. This happens a lot. This happens very frequently, and this is a very normal stuff. If you have an iPhone 10, this will not happen because you have the phone that is the latest one. But if you have an iPhone 4, normally what iPhones had been doing is to manipulate the system by internet or um, by changing some things that the phone doesn't have, and this creates a very slow phone, a very slow platform, and you with this kind of phone, you obviously want a new one because it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work like it used before, and you intend to buy a new one. This is a very common form or to that they use to make you buy a new one. Another is simply having a market or having commercials in which they they present you the product like is the product that is the not the newest but the better one, the product that will help your life, will make your life easier, and it will create a beautiful life for you. This is not bad. The other thing of changing the the configurations of your phone, that is bad. Not bad, but it's not a good form or of them to create a new necessity of buying a new phone. um I personally have this problem, or I think I have this problem, because I have an iPhone 6. The iPhone, for me, it doesn't work like a normal phone or like a good phone, it freezes, it has the wrong button, and all of them. And if you change to a newer phone, that things doesn't happen anymore, and it is a very common thing. I search what kind of stuff happened to a phone that Apple want to break down, and simply is blocking buttons. I have an iPhone 6. The button simply doesn't work anymore. One morning it doesn't work. Then I change phone. I have the phone like in a in a furniture thing, like a table. Yeah. And one day I take the phone to Apple. I tell them no, my phone doesn't work. They click two three buttons, and the phone starts working normally. This is the point in which I say why the phone uh, freezes with me, but if I bring the phone with Apple, it works again, like nothing happens. That's the point in which I say this is all a circle in which you buy a phone, doesn't work. You buy a phone, doesn't work. That's the only cycle. And Apple, that thing that creates Apple is the process in which you buy a phone and it doesn't work. It is smaller than the normal phones or the other phones, or like companies that doesn't use this kind of method. And that's all the stuff that changes in other companies.